All right, welcome back. Another edition of After Hours. Let me grab the box. We'll be right back. By the way, if you haven't watched the last video, there is a possibility of a free PlayStation 4 Slim with an SSD upgrade. You might want to go check that out. Make sure you're subscribed, commenting on the videos, like the interaction, because if you're not subscribed and not leaving comments, I don't know who you are. I don't know who would possibly want a PlayStation 4. There's labels on the other side of this box. We're going to open it face down. I don't want to dox any company out there, so we're going to have to open it carefully and look for packing materials that would link to them. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. And this is one, to see if we can make a point, and two, to see, is this company okay? Are they actually doing what they're supposed to be doing? So let's give this a little turn. And finally, we have our computer. We will do away with our box. Let's get our desktop out of here. Okay. So exactly what we're looking at here is a refurbished Optiplex. It's a Dell Optiplex 5050 refurb. So this is going to be 6th or 7th gen possibly. I believe 6th gen, if I have the numbers right in my head. There we go. Let's get the side off. So here is a way that you can go to get a computer cheaper for yourself or for your clients, if you're passing the value on to them, is you can buy recertified computers. They're usually a little cheaper, or refurbished. I do know that they do recertified, where they go back through the company and get a new warranty and come out, and then they have refurbished, where companies refurbish them, fix them up, get them working into a working, everything works state again, and then sell them. However, the thing is, refurbishers can be a company that's a few people that buys a bunch and fixes them up, to a bigger corporation that does hundreds, thousands, or even an individual that can sell on eBay, Amazon, or any other online outlet and sell stuff as a refurbisher. So anytime we get these in, obviously we're going to test the computer, but the first thing that I like to do, which is the entire point of this whole video, is I like to check for the thermal paste. If I was going to refurbish a computer, one of the main things I would do is put new thermal paste on the computer. That and clean the fan. So let's check both of those just to see what type of refurbisher we happened to get. So we just opened this box, just diving right into this computer. I've never bought one from this person before, but going with past experiences from getting semi-refurbished computers, I want to go ahead and take a look and see. Okay, so right away, we pull the fan out, and there's a little dust in the fan. They could have cleaned it a little better than that, I'm going to say. The heatsink is fairly clean, so if they blew into the heatsink in any way, it probably wouldn't have cleaned the fan out, but the heatsink did get cleaned. Now, let's start turning these off and check the condition of our thermal paste. After all, when we turn this on, if it's good, we don't mind it running cool. If it's not good, we don't want it running hot. Ideal thermal paste, we should be able to smear it around a little, as I always say when we are talking thermal paste. Anything that clumps up, that doesn't clump up, kind of like flakes off or is dried out, Not ideal, not good, not what we want. Definitely needs replaced. And like I said, anytime we're dealing with something, even new computers I've checked, because if they sat long enough in the warehouse, the thermal paste can dry out to an extent, not completely, to an extent. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me set that there. All right, I've got a chopper. I'm not going to call that thermal paste good, even though they say some of it has, what, an 8-year lifespan. But we can see we can kind of just chop that into other dry bits. It's not sticking together like it should. It doesn't even resemble the stuff that comes out of the tube. And then also, I mean, maybe it just dried out on the heatsink. Okay, let's give the benefit of the doubt here and say that the stuff that's stuck to the processor is still gooey. No, it's acting the same way. We can bust it up into little pieces. Completely dried out. So I don't know what score I would give this refurbisher, but not likely not a high one. I have found a few people or companies that claim to refurbish that when you get a computer, each and every time you are getting new thermal paste applied to help cool your computer. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I think I do have a point saying where if you're refurbishing something, at least do, it's not even an extra mile, it's an extra couple minutes to apply some new thermal paste. And like, look at this, you can see, I can't even clean this off. You can see where it got hotter and didn't get hotter. Like we have the pattern of what kind of stuck and what didn't, and where it was applied decent enough, and where it got hotter on the processor. So hopefully when we get this thing put back together and turned on, everything will be all right. We're going to go ahead and and remember, when doing this, you always want to apply the perfect amount. And that looks to be the exact perfect amount right there. I mean, that's spot on. Looks so good. NASA moon landings, I don't think they could plan it even that close. Anyhow, let's reassemble our computer and hope all is well that is going to begin well in this case. I am not a fan of this type mounting system, but unfortunately this is what comes with these computers. You don't need very much to strip one of these down in the field. That's why I personally like them. So we got some new thermal on there, doing what it should be doing. And lastly, we're going to give that a quick brush. So yeah, anyhow, thank you for watching. Check out the previous video for more details on the PlayStation 4 thing. We're going to put our side cover on our power supply. I normally check those. It really doesn't look like it has any buildup. That's something that's easy to blow out with an air compressor. There is a slight bit of dust on our front panel, but nothing major. The main concern, the main thing that's keeping this cool is the thermal paste and the cleared cleared heat sink, and the fan, and then the power supply being cool. That will usually stay pretty cool, but there didn't seem to be much dirt in there. We'll obviously take a second look, but for now, I think that's it. Do you want to see a, yeah, let's do it. Let's do a post test for the channel. See if we can figure this out. All right, your basic Windows setup. Yes, US keyboard layout. And skip. We don't want to add another one. And we don't have Ethernet for now. Continue with limited setup. And we got to put customer details in. So we're going to skip out at this point on doing the Windows setup. Anyhow, let me turn that off. So there's our computer. Remember, if you have something that you're getting for yourself or getting for a customer for your shop or your small business or for a family or friend, family member or friend, make sure you check your thermal paste, check your heatsink and fan to see that they're not clogged up, see that you have thermal paste on there that's actually doing something. Like in this case, it wasn't. And like I said, we opened the box upside down. I didn't want to dox what company or throw any company under the bus for not not checking the thermal paste and putting new on. Is it really their job or is it our job? You could debate it either way, I suppose. They say they're refurbishing it, but they really don't provide a list of what they do, just that it's in working order in most instances. You can avoid it by buying new, but I've even had new computers come through this door that the thermal paste was dry because they were an older last year's model that were still being sold, overstock, whatnot, and the thermal paste just dried out. It can happen. It could be a bad batch, whatever. Anyhow, as always, thank you for watching. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel. PS4 Slim with an SSD upgrade, Sony PlayStation controller that came with it. New in the box, very little runtime. Go check it out. It was in the end of the last video. Details there how to get it. Thank you.